Welcome back to season two of the Courtside podcast, everybody. I'm your host, Ki-Hoon Lee. Welcome. In this week's episode, we dive into all the primetime games from last week, discuss who is the biggest threat to the Cavs, the Knicks, and the Celtics, as well as we're going to be diving into the biggest trades so far in the NBA 2024-25 season, and a whole lot more. Now, before we get started, make sure you hit the subscribe button, turn that post notification bell, like this video, and comment down below what are your thoughts on this trade deadline so far. And without further ado, let's get into the games. All right, first things first, before we start today's video, I want to start with a couple of things. The first thing is, yes, the setting looks kind of weird. I know, but I already said it in my last episode. If you haven't checked it out, it's in the playlist. I'm out of town. All right, this is like my last week here in South Korea. Spoiler there. Don't get me too emotional, man. But yeah, this is my last week in South Korea. Full week. Next week, I will be recording here again in Korea, but after that week, I will officially be back in the US. So I apologize for that. Secondly, even more sad news, I want to take a moment of silence. Before we begin today's video, many of you guys have heard about this news, or you may not have heard, but it's like going around across the news cycles, around the media that isn't sports related, of course. And that was the tragedy in our nation's capital in Washington, D.C. There was, I think, a plane crash that killed several people there. So before we start our first primetime game, I want to take a moment of silence to acknowledge all the people that were lost that day, as well as their. All right, thank you for sharing that with me. But yeah, anyway, peeking at our first primetime game of this week, we got the Pistons and the Cavs. And honestly, my biggest takeaways was that the Cavs, they're probably going to break the record now that I think about it. They're going to go for that record. But anyway, peeking at the box score, I mean, Cade Cunningham went crazy with 22 points. Jalen Duren was solid. He had 12 points. And their bench was led by Malik Beasley with 19 points and Marcus Sasser with 11 points. Peeking at the Cavs, I mean, Darius Garland went crazy with 22 points. Donovan Mitchell was okay. He had 21 points. Jared Allen had 15 points. Evan Mobley had 11 points. Max Strus had 10 points. And their bench was led by Ty Jerome with 15 points. Looking at the next primetime game, we got the Clippers and the Suns. Game 3. This game was wild to begin with. I believe I only watched, let me be with you, I watched part of this game. I didn't watch a ton of this game, you know, just because, I was busy, but it was really close. It was really close down the stretch. It was 111 to 109. But anyway, peeking at the box score of this game, Ivica Zubac led all scores with 25 points. James Harden had 24 points. Norman Powell had 23 points. Kawhi Leonard has looked okay. He had 17 points. And Derrick Jones Jr. had 12 points. And their bench was led by Amir Coffey with 6 points. And that's pretty much it. Peeking at the Suns, I mean, KD had 24 points. Devin Booker had 26 points. Tyus Jones had 17 points. Royce O'Neal had 11, and their bench was led by Grayson Allen with 18 points. Good stuff, Phoenix. Peeking at the next game, we got the Lakers and the Sixers, round 2. All right, and honestly, my biggest takeaway of this game was that not only was potentially AD's last primetime game as a Laker, but the Lakers, they got absolutely hoed in this game. Like, look at the score. It was like 73 to 57 at halftime. Like, what is that? Anyway, peeking at this game right here, uh, LeBron had 31 points. Toledo scores. Rui Hachimura had 13 points. Austin Reeves had 13 points. AD had 4 points in what was his last primetime game as a Laker. And their bench was led by Dalton Connect with 24 points. Insane. Peeking at the Sixer side of things, Tyrese Maxey is getting better and better. He had 43 points. Uh, Eric Gordon had 14 points. Gerson Yabusele had 14 points. Kelly Oubre Jr. had 20 points, and their bench was led by Ricky Council IV with 16 points. Peeking at the next game, we got the Blazers and the Bucks game two, and honestly, my biggest takeaway from this game right here was that the Blazers, not gonna lie, as a Blazer fan, we're looking pretty good so far. Like, our future looks absolutely amazing right now. If you look at this. Anyway, peeking at the Bucks, Giannis had 39 points, Dame had 20 points, Brook Lopez had 11 points, and their bench was led by Gary Trent Jr. with 11 points. The Bucks were missing Bobby Portis. But anyway, sorry about that, folks. Peeking at the Blazers, I mean, Denny Avdia had 30 points. DeAndre Ayton had 21 points. Anthony Simons had 25 points. And their bench was led by Shane Sharp and Scoot Henderson, each with 17 and 10 points. Peeking at this game, we got the Nuggets and the Knicks. And I got to say, this game kind of lived up to the hype. I'm not going to lie. But anyway, peeking at the box score of this game, we have peeking at the next game. I know I said that just now, but anyway. Uh, Jamal Murray had 33 points. Nikola Jokic was held to 17 points. You've never seen that before out of the Joker. Westbrook had 14 points. Aaron Gordon had 15 points, and their bench was led by Christian Brown with 13 points. Peeking at the Knicks, Jalen Brunson had 30 points. OG Anunoby had 23 points. Karl-Anthony Towns had 14 points. Mikal Bridges had 13 points. Josh Hart had 15 points. And Deuce McBride led all scorers on the bench with 12 points. Peeking at the next game, we had the Thunder and the Warriors. Now, like this game, I didn't watch a ton of this game, because, I've been super busy. Like, I know that sounds kind of like cliche coming from me, but like, kind of was in a way. But anyway, peeking at the box score of this game right here in particular, this game was surprising in a lot of ways. First of all, SGA had 52 points, which is not surprising, but he took 21 free throws in that game. 21, that's nuts. Jalen Williams had 26 points, and their bench was led by Isaiah Joe with 17 points. Peeking at the Warriors, Andrew Wiggins had 27 points, 21 points for Steph, and 15 points for Gary Trent Payton II, and their bench was led by Kevon Looney with 18 points and Brandon Podziemski with 11 points. And honestly, my biggest shock was that the Warriors won the season series 2-1, which is crazy. Next game up, we got the Hawks and the Cavs. And if everyone knows this channel, they know that the Cavs, as Donald Doyle would say, are built different. Like, are you serious right now? The Cavs won again, surprisingly. Peeking at the Hawks, because, Zachary Shishé had probably his best game as a Hawk. I could be wrong there. He had 30 points. Trae Young had 15 points. Onyeka Okongwu had 14 points. And their bench was led by DeAndre Hunter with 25 points. That is nuts. Peeking at the Cavs, I mean, Darius Garland went crazy. He had 26 points. Donovan Mitchell had 24 points. Evan Mobley had 16 points. Jared Allen was held to 9 points, but he had 15 rebounds. And Max Strus had 11 points. And their bench was led by Ty Jerome with 20, Jalen Tyson, I think his name is, with 15 points, and George Niang with 10 points. Next game up, we got the Rockets and the Grizzlies. Battle of two divisional rivals that hate each other, you know? And this game, I saw this game on Instagram, like the last few minutes of I saw the post of it. This game was close down the stretch. But anyway, peeking at the Rockets, Jalen Green with 25 points, Dylan Brooks with 22 points. Fred VanVleet had 13 points, Steven Adams with 11, Amen Thompson with 21 points, and their bench was led by Tari Eason with 13 points. Peeking at the Grizzlies, Desmond Bane had 24 points, Luke Kennard had 22 points, Jaren Jackson Jr. had 21 points, Jalen Wells had 11 points, and their bench was led by Santi Aldama with 15 points and Brandon Clark with 13 points. Peeking at the next game, we got the Nuggets and the Sixers round two, and all I gotta say is that the Sixers have to be one of the most disappointing teams in the league, without question. And I know that sounds kind of like lame of me to say. I apologize, but there's nothing for me to say at this point. I mean, it may look close, but it was a close game. But anyway, peeking at this game right here. Sorry about that, you guys. Jamal Murray had 31 points. Nikola Jokic had 28 points. Michael Porter Jr. 24 points. Aaron Gordon, I think this was his first game back off the bench. He had 11 points, and their bench was led by Julian Strawhurt with 18 points and Christian Brown with 15 points. Peeking at the Sixers side of things, Tyrese Maxey is balling out. He had 42 points. Kelly Oubre Jr. had 27 points. Gerson Yabusele had 28 points, and Eric Gordon had 11, and their bench was led by Ricky Council IV with 10 points. Peeking at the next game, we got the Suns and the Warriors, and my biggest takeaway from this game, because I watched like a repeat of this game, was that a pissed off Devin Booker is a much dangerous Devin Booker. Anyway, peeking at the Suns, Kevin Durant had 19 points. Nick Richards had 14 points. Devin Booker had 31 points, and their bench was led by Bradley Beal with 21 points and Mason Plumlee with 10 points and Grayson Allen with 11. Peeking at the Warriors, I mean, Andrew Wiggins had 17 points. Steph had 14 points. Buddy Hield had 13 points. And their bench was led by Moses Moody with 17 points and Brandon Pozenski with 14 points. Next game up, we got our first installment. I think this is the first. No, wait, no, this is the second installment. Sorry about that. Sorry. Of the Saturday night basketball. And this game was the Lakers and the Knicks. And honestly, my biggest takeaway from this game was that if you think this is the Lakers' final form, like, you would be horribly wrong. Anyway, peeking at the box score of this game right here. LeBron had 33 points. Rui Hachimura had 21 points. Austin Reeves went absolutely ham. He had 27 points. Max Christie had 15 points. And Dorian Finney-Smith had his best game as a Laker. He had 15 points. Peeking at the Knicks, I mean, Karl-Anthony Towns had 11 points. OG Anunoby had 13 points. Mikal Bridges had 16 points. Josh Hart had 26 points. And Jalen Brunson had 17 points, and their bench was led by Deuce McBride with 12 and Precious Achiuwa with 15 points. Peeking at the next game, we got the Celtics and the Sixers, and I'm not gonna lie, I watched a little bit of this game, like towards probably like the fourth quarter and beyond. Like this game was absolutely crazy. All right. But anyway, peeking at the box score of this game right here, we got the Celtics and the Sixers, like I said. Like this game was absolutely like if you're a Sixers fan, you don't want to look at this. Jason Tatum had 35 points, Jaylen Brown had 21 points, Derek White with 17 points, Kristaps Porzingis played okay, he had 18 points, and their bench was led by Sam Hausner with 12 points. Peeking at the Sixers, I mean, Tyrese Maxey did everything he could. He had 34 points. Kelly Oubre Jr. had 18 points. Gerson Yabusele had 21 points. Justin Edwards had 12 points. And Ricky Counts IV had 11. And their bench was led by Kyle Lowry and Reggie Jackson with 6 points. Peeking at the next game, we got the Grizzlies and the Bucks. And honestly, I watched maybe a little bit of this game. I wasn't too invested into this game, but last I checked, the Bucks were actually playing really well, and then all of a sudden the Grizzlies come back. Like, I'm sorry, what? Speaking at the Grizzlies, Jaren Jackson Jr. went absolutely nuts. He had 37 points. Desmond Bane had 22 points. Zach Edey had 14 points, and their bench was led by Santi Aldama with 23 points, and Sky Pippen Jr. with 9 points. Speaking at the Bucks, Giannis went absolutely nuts. He had 30 points, but made 0 free throws, which is weird. Uh, Brooke Lopez had 15 points. Damian Lillard had 15 points. And and then Taurean Prince had 13 points. And their bench was led by Chris Middleton, who played really well, actually. He had 20 points. And AJ Green with 14 points. And that is it for this week's primetime game. So what are you guys' thoughts? Let me know in the comment section below. So now we're going to get into what has seemed to be arguably the most craziest trade in NBA history. Like, I'm not even joking with you. I've seen a lot of trades in the NBA. This one, nothing can top this, man. Nothing can top this trade. So let me pull up my phone here, like my phone, and read to you the tweet or the trade. But anyway, where is the trade? Try to find what the trade looks like. Sorry if I'm okay. Okay, I can't seem to find where it is. Okay, so, but honestly, even a day ahead, this just doesn't seem real. Like, I talked to a couple of my friends actually about this. It doesn't seem real. Luka to the Lakers, man, like, it just doesn't seem right, man. As for, I guess for the Lakers, you get an A plus because at least you have a future when LeBron retires. But at the same time, man, like, what are the Mavs doing? Like this is crazy to me. And I've been watching the NBA for like almost a decade and a half. I've never seen anything like this ever. Like you're talking about a team in the map who just made the finals not even a year ago, like almost what was it? We're what in February right now? Like in like not even like a full year. Like what are they doing? And then I could also speak on the Lakers behalf. Why would you trade AD? Like he is your best rim protector. Oh my god, like oh my god. I'm shocked, man. I am borderline shocked this actually happened. Now, what? Oh my god, man! I don't even know what to say. I'm still speechless. Now, I unfortunately did talk to a couple of my family members who are Lakers fans, and before you guys say, "Oh, Kehoe, shut up," I do. My uncle Tony, shout out my uncle Tony. He's a Lakers fan, and I had a little conversation with him last night about the trade. Let's see if I can find it. Okay, hold on. So I texted him the post. This is Kako Talk. This is like for those that are not Korean and don't know what Kako Talk is. It's sort of like the iMessage for like Koreans. Like, but anyway, I texted him this, and fair warning, I kind of swear a little bit, but not a ton. I said one of the Matrix sells this, and I sent him the post. He says, "What? No, this is crazy. What are they thinking?" And then I later text, I mean, are you happy or like what's your reaction? Because if you guys for those that don't know, my uncle's Tony is a diehard Lakers fan. Like he loves the Lakers. Like he's been liking them since even Kobe was playing. All right. He texted me back saying, "No, not at all. They're not work. They're now working cohesively as one unit. Basically, that's his term for saying they're playing really well. They need a good point guard, if not good AD, if not a good backup for AD." And I said, I mean, yeah, but at least you guys have a future with Luka. Isn't that good? And then he texted me back saying, "No, I don't like Luka. I don't think he'll work well with LeBron and Austin, who he basically means Austin Reeves." And I texted him like, "Well, we'll see what happens." And my it's devastating, because the Lakers. I mean, what? Oh, it just doesn't make sense, man. Oh my God, this trade deadline is off to a crazy start. I guess now the Lakers do have a future. I guess they do have a future. But the question is, will it work? That's my biggest issue. Will it work? Because if it doesn't, then shit's about to hit in Lava Land. So we'll see what happens. But anyway, let me know your guys' thoughts in the comment section. Will this trade between AD and what's his face? What is it? AD and Luka work? Let me know in the comment section. Yes. Before we get into our next trade, because there was another trade that happened earlier today. This is the trade. All right, according to Shams, the Lakers are trading Luka Doncic for Maxi Kleber and Markieff Morris to the Lakers for Anthony Davis, Max Christie, and 29 first round draft pick. It honestly just, oh man, just doesn't seem right. But what do you guys think? Let me know in the comments section below. As far as another trade, because like I said, there was another trade that happened. If I could find what it is. Um, Let's see if I can find this. Okay, here we go. The Sacramento Kings is finally ended the trade and send De'Aaron Fox to the Bulls in a multi-team trade that moves Chicago Bulls Zach LaVine to the Kings, and then the Bulls get their first round draft pick and yada yada yada. Honestly, this is not as crazy as the AD to the Mavs thing and Luka going to the Lakers kind of thing. But at the same time, like I guess this is kind of a win now move for the Kings, not Kings, Spurs, because this, like the Lakers in this aspect, they now have a future with De'Aaron Fox and Victor Wembanyama. That is huge. That is going to be so fun to watch. Like I'm actually looking forward to seeing it. Zach LaVine to the Kings. That looks good. Zach knows how to play with DeMar. DeMar knows how to play with Zach. So it's going to be very interesting to see. And then the Bulls. I mean, now they're now in full tank. I think they're now in full tank mode. They get their first round pick back from the Spurs. So it's about to get very freaking weird in the next couple of days. And now me being in Korea, I'm gonna have to wake up to some of these news like early in the morning, which is gonna be crazy. But honestly, like I'm happy for Victor because now he has a true guard other than Chris Paul, and that pick and roll is gonna be disgusting to watch. So, what are you guys' thoughts on De'Aaron Fox to the Kings and Zach LaVine to no De'Aaron Fox to the Spurs? Sorry about that. And then Zach LaVine to the Kings. Let me know in the comment section below. All right, so now we are gonna get into our talking segment, another talking segment, which is uh discuss who is the biggest threat in the East to the Celtics, the Cavs, and the Knicks. A lot of people are saying Milwaukee, a lot of people are saying Indiana, a lot of people are saying Orlando, and deservedly so. Right now, for me, I'm personally leaning on the fence towards maybe Indiana. I'm not too confident in Milwaukee because, like I said, they don't have a shutdown defender. They don't have a shutdown defender on their team. The Pacers, they've been inconsistent. They've been weird. Orlando, they're good, but like they're so banged up right now. Like outside maybe New Orleans and Philly, they have the worst injury luck out of any team, which is crazy to say. So maybe if I have to pick a team, I would maybe say the Pacers are the biggest threat to the Celtics, the Cavs, and the Knicks, just because Orlando is like one of those scrappy teams that are very annoying to play against. But I don't know. I for right now, I would pick maybe the Pacers as my general answer. Like I said, I don't know, okay, because it's kind of hard, because there's a lot of things going on right now. But for now, I would say it's probably the Pacers thing. I don't know. So who you guys think is the biggest threat to the Cavs, the Celtics, and the Knicks? Let me know in the comment section below. Now, anyway, we are going to get into our next segment, which is reacting to the NBA All-Star list. Because, as you guys know, the All-Star game is in less than 2 weeks from now. So I'm going to read you guys the list. And let me just say that there's a lot of controversy. Let's see, let me see if I can find the NBA All-Star list. Okay, here we go. So here are the starters for the East and the West. I'll pull this up on my phone. So for the West, we got Steph, KD, Shea, Braun, and Jokic. Those are the starters. For the East, and then for the bench, we got Anthony Davis, James Harden, Jaren Jackson Jr., Alfred Sengun, Victor Wembanyama. Yeah, Wemby made it, and Jalen Williams. Those are the bench for the start for the no. For the East. We have Giannis, Jalen Brunson, Donovan Mitchell, Jason Tatum, and Karl Anthony Towns. And then for the bench, it's Jaylen Brown, Cade Cunningham, Darius Garland, Tyler Hero, Damian Lillard, Evan Mobley, and Pascal Siakam. And there was a lot of controversy on this list because there was like people were saying like LaMelo Ball was snubbed. Um, Kyrie was snubbed. Uh, Trey Young, like a bunch of other stars. But I heard Stephen A said something really weird, and that was saying um, Stephen A was talking about how Kevin Durant should not have been an All-Star starter. And let me just say this from the bottom of my heart. I love Stephen A. He is one of my favorite reporters in the NBA. All right. Even during football season, he always makes me laugh, no matter what. Whenever the Cowboys lose or some of his like facial reactions. Like if you guys watch a football segment with Stephen A. Smith, you know some of the, especially when it's the Cowboys, you know it's going to be hilarious. All right. And let me also say in preference that I've been watching him since middle school, like probably around eighth grade is when I started watching. Stephen A. I know you may not know me, and I may not know you, but like in a way that I don't know you in person. This is without question your dumbest take that you've ever said on first. Period. KD is not should not be an NBA All-Star starter. What? Like that's saying, all right. And I know it's different, but in this context, like kind of bullshit. That's like saying Nikola Jokic should not be in the NBA All-Star game or like should not get his jersey retired by the Nuggets. It's because he only got one championship. Like what? Kevin Durant should not be a starter. Let me read you, for those that are, like agree with Stephen A. Let me read you KD's stats. All right. Because I know there's a lot of things people are saying. Let me read you some of KD's stats because this is really ridiculous. Kevin Durant is averaging 26.9 points per game, so almost 27 points, 52% from the field, and almost 41% from three, and 83% from the free throw line. And his true shooting percentage is 63%. What? All right. And let me just say this. Let me just say this. All right. Because I will admit, I look really stupid now. Almost, how long has it been? Almost 3, 4 months later by saying that the Phoenix Suns are coming for blood. All right. I look kind of stupid. I will admit that. But do you guys know what the Phoenix Suns' record is without Kevin Durant in the lineup? Like when he doesn't play, when he doesn't play at all and he doesn't finish the game. Do you know what the record is? I'll tell you the record right now. They're 2-9. All right, they are god awful without Kevin Durant. All right, and now you're gonna say like, "Oh, Keon, you're glazing KD." No, no, no. Let me say another thing about Kevin Durant. And I will admit the Suns have been looking funky lately. I will admit that. If you look at the first quarter of their season, when they were all winning by close games, guess who was leading that charge? Kevin Durant. All right. But wait, there's more. A lot of people are saying that he shouldn't be an all-star, yada, yada, yada. Wemby should be a star. With KD, at least the Suns have a freaking chance against some of these teams. All right? Because guess what? Like I said, like almost a second ago, if KD is not playing, the Suns are screwed. They're freaking 2-9. All right? I understand Wemby should be a starter because, you know, it would be really cool to see it. Yeah. KD, Wemby over KD is like saying Jokic is overrated. Like what? All right? So for that, I think what Stephen A. Smith said was absolutely ridiculous. You know, for him to come out and say that on national television is beyond that. But hey, it's his opinion. And like they would say, we respect and we don't judge. But what do you guys think? Who should have been a starter? Let me know in the comment section below. Anyway, peeking to our next segment, we're going to get into our courtside hierarchy picks for week number 16. Let's pull up our picks right now. Let's get into it, shall we? All right. First game up. We got the Rockets and the Knicks. This is a very good game. I am going to take the Knicks because I think the Knicks, they're a bunch of men, and the Rockets, they're a bunch of kids. Magic Warriors, I'll take the Warriors in this one. Celtics Cavs. Ooh, Jesus. I'm gonna take the Cavs. I think the Celtics have been playing a little bit funky lately, but I'm gonna take the Cavs. Lakers Clippers. I will take the Lakers to win this one. Spurs Hawks. Jesus. I guess I will take the Hawks. I guess I don't know. Suns Thunder. I gotta take the Thunder this one, as it pains me to say. Mavs Celtics. I will take the Celtics. Warriors Lakers. I'll take the Lakers, man. Sixers Pistons. Yeah, you heard that right. Pistons on another primetime game. I'm gonna actually take the Sixers in this one. Jazz Warriors. Or is it Jazz Suns? I can't remember. I think it was Jazz Suns, right? Jazz Suns. I don't know why I would put Jazz. I will take the Suns in this one. Celtics Knicks. I'll take the Celtics. And six. Oh shit. Sorry about that. I will take the Celtics. Sixers Bucks. I will take the Bucks. And that is it for my courtside hierarchy ranking picks for week number 16. What do you guys think? Let me know in the comments section below. All right, our next segment, we are going to get into our courtside hierarchy ranking for this week. All right, so let's start with number 10. Number 10, oh man. Hold on a second. I might have closed this out. Sorry about that, you guys. Yeah. So here are our courtside hierarchy rankings for week number 16. So I think we can nail the top three right now. I'll still take the Cavs at number 1. I'll take Cavs 1, Thunder 2, Celtics 3, 4 is the Knicks. All right, 5, I will go Grizzlies at 5. 6, I will go Rockets 6. Lakers 7. 8 Bucks. 9 is Timberwolves. 9 is Timberwolves, and 10 is the Suns. That's my courtside hierarchy ranking for this week. What do you guys think? Let me know in the comment section below. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video because I enjoyed making it. If you did, please give a like, subscribe, turn that post notification bell. With that being said, I hope you have a fantastic rest of your Monday. Stay safe, stay warm, stay active. And until next time, I'm out. Peace.